And now I'm going to invite somebody extremely special and esteemed, because she has been a jury member who has kind of gone through all the books in the best possible way, and she has helped us find the winners for the categories. And I would take the pleasure and honor of inviting Dr. Triveni Goswami on the stage with a huge round of applause. I request her to please join us on the stage and explain the process of the selection and the entire journey of her, where she went through all the books, educated herself, kind of found her own angle of appreciation, and here we are presenting the awards in a few moments from now. I'd request Dr. Triveni Goswami to kindly join us on the stage.
Good evening to all of you. It's been an exciting journey, and I would imagine all of you have, over this entire day, attended several sessions that spoke about different kinds of perspectives on actual playing of a sport, the challenges, the promise it offers, and you have heard it from the heroes themselves, whether they are coaches, whether they are players, whether they are managers, right? And I do see a lot of students here, so I would, being an academician myself, focus on a couple of things that we went through while evaluating this huge body of sports literature. Before doing that, I must appreciate and place on record the tremendous effort and the work done by Ekamra, particularly Sandeep ji and Shireen, and the kind of work that they have put forth to present something that is called sports literature. You don't quite look at it from that genre, right? But all of us, all of you young students and someone like me, we grew up with romancing a sport. And I call it romancing a sport, whether it was as a child, when in the days of radio commentary, my father would make little booklets to write the run rate or projected run rate based on what the players are doing. Incidentally, these are also aspects that have been highlighted in these fantastic books that I read. From there, it moved on. Let's say somebody like me, I had the opportunity of meeting with Ajit Wadekar after his 71 win. And I had the privilege as a little child to garland him when he came to my hometown. So these are memories, these are little aspirations that you go through, or autographs of our time heroes like Vishwanath, Dilip Vengsarkar, or chasing, even at the age of being a mother of a teenager. I remember chasing my superhero, Sandeep Patil, and my son was embarrassed to see that my mother is chasing him. But that's what I'm trying to say, that the whole emotion that goes beyond not just being a player, but also people like us. Someone like me, I've never played a sport, but that emotion that is pinned with sports is something that builds character in every human being. And therefore, as an academician today, you heard a couple of minutes ago that why is it that we lose good sports persons somewhere along the way? And I think that, as they rightly put forth, as parents and as educationists, we have a strong role to play if their dreams have to be fulfilled, to shape good players. And all of these perspectives came about when we, as jury members, went through all of these books. I must recall a little thing here. For example, when my child was playing basketball, today he's a man, when he was playing basketball, as a parent, I would sit in the basketball court, and while he was playing, I was studying for my PhD. what happened in the process is my engagement in the sport built confidence in my child about the sport itself, right? That there is parental support. Every school, every academic system, and under the national education policy, it would be possible, I use this platform to appeal to government authorities, somebody like Mr. Dilip Tirke, who is here, can be instrumental in making sports an integral part of academic curriculum. Only then will mindsets of academicians and parents change when there is a number attached to it. And I think a platform like this can do it. When we talk about how we came about choosing these books, trust me, it may sound very cliched, but it was extremely difficult because each author, the narrative, the storytelling, the stories that went behind it, all of these created this entire body of literature. And as I tell you some of the aspects that we looked at, my co-jury member, a very well-known researcher and a professor, Professor Ajit Kanitkar, we went through all of this, had a brainstorming with Mr. Sandeep Mishra to finally come to this particular list of winners. I'm not going to announce the names, but as I tell you about what each of these books meant, you would be able to relate when the names are announced here. So you will find that there is a book that talks about athletes, that talks about women athletes, and it's not just about how they make it big, the challenges, and the beauty of the book is also that it draws a parallel about the status of women in sports, and a narrative that also talks about how India developed as a nation that nurtured sports, and what was the socio-political situation despite or in spite of which sports mushroomed, sports developed, and you had great players, great athletes, many, many of them women. Today also I hope a day comes when we have so many crore live viewers when a women's cricket team is playing. And I'm sure the day is not too far when we have those many people watching, because if you saw the last World Cup, you see on the television screen at the corner how many viewers are watching it live. I hope we hit that target of several crores watching women in sports. You also have books that talked about a particular person and the person's insight into his or her work in the arena of sports. And this is not just about a player. There is so much that gets into sports and sports management, which you have heard. The coach, you have the manager, you have a mentor, and each one of them plays an integral role in shaping this sports person. Whenever we look at sports, we talk about the athlete, we talk about the batter, we talk about the main player. But what about these people who are behind the scenes, who actually shape them to be where they are? And I think there are books, you will hear the names and then you will realize how they have brought about all of this. As an academician, I also found that each of these books speaks to the young audience, that not everyone can make the cut at the national or international levels, but your passion for sports is a fire that you have to keep alive to look at other alternative careers as well. Coaching. Coaching is you're shaping an individual, right? So these are career options that you can have. So each of these books, you'll find there are stories of a hero in a fantastic sport like football, not talked about, almost forgotten, but the contribution because of which the sport stands today is a story that's worth recalling. You also have a book that talks about Paralympics. Who is different? Who is quote unquote normal? And therefore, who achieves and how? These are huge lessons that you will find with these books. The narrative is compelling. The narrative is very, very engaging. The publishers must be commended for the challenge they take up to present books that are not necessarily always mainstream. And that is also a huge courage that you get to see in a publisher who says, I'm going to publish this book because of the merit of the book, not necessarily because of the popularity of a certain sport. And that is a challenge that we found taken by publishers, and we commend them. Without the publishers, the books don't see the light of the day. The writers cannot tell their stories. So you also have books that not only write or speak in the regular format of a narrative, but through illustrations, the graphic novels, which is today a medium that is appealing not just to youngsters, but across age groups. And all these books that we have selected, which was very, very tough, extremely tough. It does not, we had to choose some. It does not mean that the others that were not selected had something less. Each one has a unique story. But there were certain parameters, the impact, the expanse, the relevance, the contemporariness of it, and also to be able to enthuse more and more people into it. All of these factors did take precedence, or we had to consider all of these factors. So once the names are announced, you will understand. And once you read these books, please pick up all the books. You must have sports books. I'm saying this to the students particularly. You must have sports books in your home library, because sports teaches you lessons for a lifetime. You will learn how to hold yourself high despite failure. And that is something that this generation needs to understand, that nothing is a Facebook like to make you have hundreds of followers. That this is a generation that is growing up with instant success. Sports is something that will teach you perseverance if you have the passion. It will teach you confidence and commitment if you have that desire. And each of these is what is going to make you not only a true human being, but a true citizen and a flag bearer of the sport that you like. And that is why every education institute ought to give emphasis on sports as a curricular activity, not co-curricular. It is no more co-curricular. It has to be a curricular activity. So with this in mind, with this background, I am privileged to be part of the jury. I thank Ekamra once again for reaching out to me to be part of the jury. I've never played a sport, but I have always nurtured the love for this beautiful thing called sports. There is rhythm in a movement. There is beauty in those formations. And there is a lot of creativity. I come from a field of humanities, but I see every single thing, whether it fits the so-called STEM subjects. You have physics, the body movements. You have dynamics. You have human behavior. You have team spirit. Everything that can make you a successful human being. And therefore, with this, I still nurture a desire to meet my hero, and that's Kapil Dev. I haven't met him yet. So that's the kind of passion. You have gray hair, but you still have the passion. That is what sports gives you. Thank you so very much. Let's look forward to knowing who the chosen writers, authors are, and the books. But let me tell you, even the books that do not make the mark today for the awards are also books that are winners in their own right. Read them, enjoy them, grow along with them, and be the future of this nation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Each word of yours on this podium showed your spirit, passion, and involvement with not just sports, but also with all the books that were nominated for the categories of the awards. And before I announce the categories and the winners, I'd like to request Dr. Triveni to kindly join us on the stage. I'd also like to request Padma Shri Dr. Dilip Tirki to please join us on the stage. And I'd also like to request Mr. Sandeep Mishra, Festival Director, Ekamra, to please join us on the stage. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know the wait has been very long, but I would want all of you to please keep in mind every single word that Dr. Triveni just said to all of us here. We'd like to begin with the first category for Ekamra Sports Book Awards, and the first category is of Autobiography of the Year, and the award goes to Pitch Side by Amrit Mathur. A huge round of applause, please. We have a video with us.
Hello, I'm Amrit Mathur. I'm both delighted and grateful to be receiving the Ekamra Award for 2023 for Pitch Side. I've been with cricket for a very long time, more than 3 decades, starting 1992, and I've witnessed many historic matches, various World Cups, IPL, and things. But Pitch Side is a book not about me, nor is it about Indian cricket. It's about players, events, matches, iconic moments where I was present or where I participated myself. It's a first-hand account of many things that have gone and happened in Indian cricket. It takes the reader behind the scenes. It gives an insight into what happens when the Indian team tours abroad, what happens in team meetings, and what happens off-field. It's also about the IPL and has personalized accounts also of many players and legends I've interacted with. For instance, if I'm talking about Sachin Tendulkar, it's not about the player, but it's about the person and what has happened in our interactions over a long period of time. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person to receive the award, but I'm truly grateful to the jury that they liked the book.
Mr. Mathur, he's not present here with us, hence the video message. Moving on to the next category of awards. It is the biography of the year. One needs to look into the research as it is someone else writing it. Once again, depending on the sport, a clear verdict is based on good writing, going deep into the player and whether the portrayal has a ring of truth or a layer of hype. And the award in the category of biography of the year, the award goes to a book that we brainstormed about in one of the sessions early this day. And the award goes to Tulsi Das Balram by Sudipta Biswas. I'd like to request Mr. Biswas to kindly join us on the stage. I'll request the jury and our dignitaries to kindly do the honors. Congratulations, and it was absolutely wonderful to hear him talking about his own book in a session that we started the day with. Thank you so much. And once again, I'd like to thank the audience for their kind appreciation. We would now like to move on to the next category, and that is for the Cricket Book of the Year. This one comes down to good writing or impact among the fans. At times, a populist push is okay in this category. And quickly, we'd like to announce the winner for the Cricket Book of the Year, and it goes to Coach Beyond My Days with the Indian Cricket Team by R. Sridhar and R. Kaushik. Unfortunately, they're not present with us in person. I'd request for a video to be played by R. Sridhar.
Hello everyone, this is R. Sridhar, former fielding coach of the Indian cricket team. It's a great honor for my book Coaching Beyond to be awarded the best book in cricket category by Ekamra Sports Literature Festival. The success of this book is not just about me, it is also about all the people who've been involved in writing this book. Special mention to R. Kaushik, who co-authored it for me, and also to Rupa Publications, who brought it out to the public and cricket lovers like you and everybody else. I would also like to thank all the members of the Indian cricket team, the support staff, and all those friends who were part of the journey and who made this journey a very, very special one. Thank you.
For Best Sports Book Publisher. At times, if one publisher has picked up more awards, then it looks straightforward. At times, the jury can pick just one book and believe that the publisher took considerable risks in bringing out the book despite knowing that it wasn't a popular subject to begin with. And that is what exactly we are talking about here in this category of Best Sports Book Publisher. The award goes to, again, a book that we spoke about at length in the session, and the session was more often an emotional roller coaster with Miss Babbar and Miss Swati Chopra, exactly who I'm going to call on stage. The award goes to The Day I Became a Runner, HarperCollins New India Foundation, and we have with us Miss Swati Chopra receiving the award in the category of Best Sports Book Publisher. Many congratulations once again. Would also like to extend our heartiest congratulations to the author of the book, Sohini. Thank you. Now moving on to the next award, the Special Jury Award. And all right, we'll move ahead with the Special Jury Award, and this goes to a one-of-a-kind book, which is it's a novel based on a para-athlete, and the story is nothing short of inspiring in every single word. And the award goes to the Vishwas story. Please give it a huge round of applause. And congratulations to the authors, K.S. Vishwas, V.R. Feroz, and J. Sriram. We have Mr. J. Sriram with us receiving the award for the special jury in Ekamra Sports Literature Festival Season 5. Congratulations, Mr. Sriram. And I request all of you to please put your hands together for him. Congratulations, and thank you so much for joining us in person to receive this award today. We'd like to request him to please share a few words with us.
Yeah, thank you. It's absolute delight to be here and receive this award from such fantastic and beautiful people. I really enjoyed the whole day here. I mean, I very recently discovered Ekamra Literature Festival, and I'm really liking it already. I'm loving it, and I hope to come again and again from the next season onwards. And this book has been recognized by Ekamra Literature Festival, which is brings a lot of joy and delight for us. When I say us, it's the hero of the story, Vishwas, and my fellow author, Feroz. He is in the US and Vishwas is in another program, so he is unable to come. Like I said, I had a fantastic day throughout, and this is for me the icing on the cake. So thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. We know you have a flight to catch, but thanks for waiting and being here with us until you got the award in your hands. Thank you so much. I'll request you to kindly take your seat. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move towards the last category, the last award for the day, the last award for Season 5 of Ekamra Sports Literature Festival. And the award is for Sports Book of the Year. The book that the jury feels stands out across all genres. Sometimes it could be of impact alone or just about a sport that is not popular, or even the detailing taken in writing about a personality must have forgotten. A populist approach is avoided, and this is probably the second time in a row that I'll be calling none other than Ms. Swati Chopra to kindly accept the award for HarperCollins, the book being The Day I Became a Runner. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the second award for the day, and I'll request all of you to please give your loudest round of applause to Ms. Chopra as she is here on the stage, receiving it for the Sports Book of the Year, The Day I Became a Runner. Congratulations, Ms. Chopra, once again. Congratulations on winning the award, everybody who has won it, and for the ones who haven't, please keep up the great work. It's amazing to see such great literature coming our way. I'd like to thank our dignitaries for doing the honors, for sparing time, and for gracing the festival with your gracious presence. It really means a lot to have you all with us. May I kindly request Mr. Mishra for closing remarks before we officially close the 5th season of Ekamra Sports Literature Festival.
I think we started 2018, and it's been a fantastic 5 seasons, or rather, if I just look at it in terms of a 6th season, because the pandemic had come in. But overall, I think what we started out was to basically not only recognize authors, but publishers who were putting in a lot of effort, who would also be putting in a lot of courage to bring out books that we normally would probably not have picked up, or we thought that, okay, these books are not going to work. But I think on that particular path, I think we've slowly been doing a decent amount of progress, and thanks to the state government here this time, and even in 2018, to all the sponsors who come in, to Dilip, dear friend and somebody I hugely respect as a player, as a captain, and now as the Hockey India president, to always stand by. And even if I have to kind of shoot off something and I need a little bit of advice on how to do things, I normally shoot it to him, and I know that he'll say, okay, give me 2 days and I'll get back to you. But most of those advices are pretty priceless. So thank you always for standing by. And we will be back next year. And I think we'll be back bigger, better, and with more recognition for a lot of authors. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for taking out the time. Thanks.
Having thanked the dignitaries, we had a great closing address by the festival director himself. Now, before we make a move, may I thank each one of our panelists, our speakers, our moderators for making the 5th season an absolute success. I'd like to thank all the students, their mentors, and all our other audience. Thank you so much for joining in. Whether it was your personal interest or your vested interest, or it was your sheer curiosity that brought you to this auditorium today, We're absolutely thankful to each one of you for having joined us here and making the 5th season of Ekamra Sports Literature Festival an absolute success. Thank you so much. We hope to see similar spirit and participation in the 6th season also.